Imagine a war so absurd that it started because of a single pig, just one unlucky animal. Picture two powerful nations, the United States and Britain, standing on the brink of battle, troops ready, cannons loaded. All because one farmer's pig wandered where it shouldn't have. It sounds like something out of a comedy movie, but in 1859, this ridiculous yet dangerously serious standoff actually happened. This is the story of the Pig War, bizarre moment in history where diplomacy, territorial disputes, and one very unfortunate pig almost led to full-scale war. So buckle up, because this tale is as hilarious as it is mind-blowing. In the mid-19th century, tensions between the United States and Britain were high, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. The two nations had been competing for control of San Juan Island, a small but strategically located island between Vancouver Island, British Canada, and Washington State, USA. The Oregon Treaty of 1846 was supposed to settle the issue by drawing a boundary, but the wording was so vague that both the British and Americans claimed San Juan Island. By the 1850s, British Hudson's Bay Company employees and American settlers were both living on the island, sharing the land but not the same allegiance. Tensions were bubbling, but no one expected the thing that would ignite the conflict to be pig. On June 15, 1859, an American settler named Lyman Cutler found a large black pig rooting around in his garden eating his potatoes. Furious, Cutler grabbed his musket and shot the pig dead. But here's the twist. The pig wasn't just any pig, it belonged to the British Hudson's Bay Company, specifically to a man named Charles Griffin, who owned a herd of pigs that roamed freely. When Griffin found out what happened, he was furious. He demanded that Cutler pay compensation for the pig. Cutler refused, arguing that the pig was on his land, destroying his crops. His now famous response, "That was eating my potatoes. I shot it. Would you not have done the same?" Things escalated fast. Griffin reported the shooting to British authorities, who threatened to arrest Cutler. In response, the American settlers on the island called for U.S. military protection. What started as a farming dispute now had the potential to spark an international crisis. The American military wasted no time responding. General William S. Harney, known for his aggressive stance against the British, ordered Captain George Pickett to land with 66 U.S. soldiers to defend American settlers. Pickett, never one to back down, declared the island U.S. territory, daring the British to challenge him. The British, outraged, sent 3 warships, armed to the teeth, to counter the American troops. The situation grew even more intense when more U.S. reinforcements arrived, bringing the total to nearly 500 American troops. The British responded by sending 2,000 Royal Marines, creating an explosive military standoff over the fate of one pig. For weeks, both sides stared each other down. Cannons were aimed, muskets loaded, and tempers flared. One wrong move could have led to war. But in the end, no one fired a single shot. The absurdity of the situation didn't go unnoticed. When news of the standoff reached British and American higher-ups, both sides were embarrassed. British Admiral Robert L. Baines, upon hearing that war might break out over pig, famously refused to engage, saying, "This is ridiculous. I will not allow two great nations to go to war over a squabble about pig." In the end, cooler heads prevailed. British Governor James Douglas and U.S. President James Buchanan worked to de-escalate the situation, agreeing that both nations would jointly occupy the island until a final border was decided. For 12 years, British and American forces coexisted peacefully on San Juan Island until an international arbitration in 1872 finally awarded the island to the United States, and thus the most ridiculous war that almost happened never did. The Pig War remains one of history's strangest diplomatic standoffs. While no actual battle took place, it serves as a reminder of how quickly tensions can escalate over the smallest incidents, and how easily history could have gone in a very different direction. Today, San Juan Island still bears traces of its odd past. Visitors can tour English Camp and American Camp, the sites where British and American soldiers once camped in uneasy peace. There's even a memorial dedicated to the pig that almost started war. So next time you hear about global crisis, just remember, it could be worse. It could be about pig. Pig, would you have gone to war over pig? Let us know in the comments.